optical art.
Okay guys, so I'm going to give you some price targets for Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people are, every single video is dump explained, the crash explained, this is why Bitcoin crashed. So I'm going to give you my explanation why Bitcoin crashed. Before we get into this, guys, if you do want to access these charts, they play out live. You just click the link, they load up. This is the website, opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be pinned in the first comment and description. For $39 a month, get access to Bitcoin, altcoin, precious metal charts, access to our Discord and my Twitter, which is private. I do have stocks. We're going to cover a little bit about stocks today as well. And I have tutorials teaching how to create these charts. So do check that out if you want to sign up. If you're interested in lifetime, it's $2.99 for lifetime. You get access to everything, one-time payment. Just contact me through the contact page of the website. So let's get into this, guys. So I'm going to break this down. By the way, this video I put out, this was April 16th. Bitcoin price dropping, Bitcoin on the cusp of 40% drop. So I was warning you a while ago. I'll put a link up to this video now. All these streams, I'll have a link in the description. This one here, this was the same day. This was a video where I was talking about stocks, and the VIX is about to have a spike, as well as the Dow Jones, guys. We're going to cover that as well. Put a link up to this now. It'll be in the description. And this was yesterday. This was 23 hours ago. This was the live stream where we actually did a long here at 59,569. Pushed all the way up to, we got up to around 60,000 something. And then I said we would probably come back down and test this. If this breaks, expect us to drop. So go back and watch this live stream. I'll put a link up to this if you want to check it out. It's kind of long. If you want to have the mic on, I'm talking, you can go to the end. I kind of recap everything in the stream. So let me give you my explanation of why we dropped. First of all, as I've been mentioning, this ring right here was the top. To me, this ring was a top. So let me show you why. First of all, I've been telling you guys that this was a lot of bearish divergence right here. You can see this was the MACD. We're putting in lower highs. It looked very bearish. You can see this angling straight down. And I said, once we break this support right here, we'd be coming down. So I do think we have more downside. Keep in mind, guys, I'm one of few that do analysis on Bitcoin, but also use stocks as well. If you recall in this previous videos, I told you that I hid a lot of my streams because I did some contracts on the Dow. I actually bought $10,000 worth of contracts on the Dow. Before I give you price targets, I'm going to cover price targets for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Theta. So stay tuned till the end of this. But guys, you're in for a treat on Monday. I told you in one of these previous videos that the VIX is going to get a spike very soon. If you'll notice right here, and again guys, I'm not just looking at Bitcoin, I'm looking at other charts as well. That's why I do stocks and Bitcoin. But notice when we hit this blue ring here, got a spike, right? And this is the VIX, the volatility index for the S&P 500. We got a slight spike right here. We crossed it and we pushed up. So I'm expecting one hell of a spike for the volatility index for the S&P 500. I guess Monday, as soon as we hit this ring, I expect this to shoot up. And when that shoots up, that means there's a lot of volatility. Again, I bought $10,000 worth of contracts on the Dow Jones. I'm not giving you any more information about that. If you do want to access my stocks page, you are welcome to sign up. If you just want to sign up just for the stocks, you can pay for that alone for $59 a month. But I'm expecting some major moves next week. That's why I went heavy on the Dow. This plays along with why I expected Bitcoin to come down. I think we have a lot more downside. I guess we'll find out next week. But again, let me show you why. Let me give you my explanation of why we crashed. And I've told you this in plenty of videos, guys. I'm just going to do it one more time and show you why this was an important ring. My explanation just comes down to a simple ring. I know it sounds crazy, but it played out. I told you that this one fib circle right here, this orange fib circle, was how you predict the top. This was the top back here at almost 20,000. We got rejected, pushed up to the next ring. We rode down it, came down, bottomed on this ring. So each one of these orange rings is a potential point to watch for a top. When we hit this orange ring up here, we got rejected, came down to support, rejected, came down to support. We pushed up ever since. So if we keep hitting a ring and get rejected, where's the next point to watch for a top? Well, right here. That's why I said 65,000 was potentially the top. So far that has played out. Now, how far down we come? Well, guys, I've covered this in previous videos. If you want to go back and watch it, I can tell you that this is the 20-week moving average. I think we are coming down to test that. If this 20-week moving average breaks, your next point to buy in is right here on this ring. I've showed this in plenty of videos why this is the case. Again, when you set these rings up a particular way, this is a method of charting I came up with. Support, resistance, resistance, support, support, break it, came down, bottomed here. This is the bottom I called a while back. We pushed up, resistance, 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 came down, tested the support. This is the last time we tested the 20-week. And then you can see we got above this ring. It was resistance, support, support. So that's what I'm saying. The orange ring was the top right here. And obviously, if we hold at the 20-week moving average, we can possibly, this will still be in a bull run. Even if we come all the way down here, if we push up from this point, hey, we're still in a bull run. If we do break this point, I know for a fact we will get a bounce right here. If not temporarily, I mean, it could be a temporary bounce, but I will be buying and make contact with this ring to push up higher. Maybe I take my profit, maybe I stay in, we'll see. But if you break the 20-week, then potentially we're in a bear market. So again, that is why we dropped. But this does play along with what I'm saying about the VIX. I expect the VIX to push up. Again, I would not have bought $10,000 worth of contracts on the Dow if I wasn't expecting a big move next week. But that's all I'm going to say about that. You'll have to sign up if you want more information. Let's cover some of these charts, guys, and just show you the accuracy of these. So this was a chart also that pretty much nailed the top. And I use multiple charts, and I do keep you guys updated on Twitter. You notice this resistance right here. Let me make this white so it stands out. So right here, this was where we topped out. And notice, guys, this not only is my channel and my charts for finding tops and bottoms, but it's for swing trading as well. Notice where we found a perfect wick right here. This was right at $51,386. You can see that that hit exactly to that point. So you say, why did it stop there? Guys, when I set up these charts, I set them up a certain way so I know exactly where price will drop to. You say, well, how do you know it'll drop to that point? Well, if you hit this point, you know. If it hits this point and starts pushing up, this is where you buy. And if you did buy there, how much would you be up? Let's see. From this point, it pushed up a total of almost 10.5%. But let's follow this back. And guys, this is also teaching you how to play the charts. Always look back and see where these lines match up. And this goes back a good ways. Notice if you go back here, and again, guys, it's not always horizontal. It's when you find the reason I create these charts following the direction that the price is traveling. So I know that this is a strong support. Notice we found support right here. This was on the 27th of January 2021. Well, let's keep pulling it back. You see we almost made contact here, but if we pull it back further, look how much support and resistance we had back here. This was around this is actually the 17th of December 2020. Notice all the support, resistance, support, resistance, and you can pull it back even further. Notice we got perfect resistance right here. Hit it. This was on the 30th of November 2020, and it goes back even further. So again, when I create these charts, you pretty much already have a roadmap where price can go. There was a lot of resistance back here on 18th of November 2020. So we go all the way back. That is why when we dropped, this was very strong support. And this is the same for each one of these below. So let me tell you, your current support right now, if we break it right here at 51,500, we're going to be coming down much lower. You want a very strong resistance level to pay attention to? Right here, this line. This is going to be strong resistance. So if we push up, I would take my profit at potentially 57,838. Currently, your support right now is right here at 54,996. But this wasn't the only chart, guys. There's more charts that actually nailed this bottom. Take note of this chart here. This is an A1 chart. So if you do follow me, and guys, if you have access to the charts, you know that I'm trading the A1, B1, C1, and there's one other chart. I don't know the name for it. I'll show you in just a minute. But notice, guys, I tell you, when you're respecting a ring as resistance and support, this ring is actually a pretty big ring. But you can see when we came down, look where we found support. Now this wick did come down. That's the other chart nailed that one wick. But when we came down, look where we found support, right on this green ring. So now your resistance to watch is right here at 55,598. If we can't get above that, we're coming down much lower. If you do push up, your resistance to watch is right up here around 57,809. If we drop below that, guys, your next fib channel line below, I call this double support, is around 50,305. So probably what will happen is if we do break, let's say we come down and we break below this, this would become support, this would become resistance. We get caught in the pattern to either push to the upside or the downside. Again, guys, my charts are for swing trading and to the dollar. Again, this was literally to the dollar. And this chart, as soon as we pushed back up, you can see we came back down. This was pretty much to the dollar. Just showing you how these charts work out and give you surprise targets to pay attention to. This chart here, this was one of the charts I was referencing in the previous video. I said, look, if we break this support, this was the 21 exponential daily moving average, and it was close to a support level. And if we zoom in, what I do, guys, these charts are shareable. So when I update these charts and I make a tweet, I say refresh this chart, pay attention to this. Notice I added this orange trend line here. So as long as we're below this orange trend line, if we do not break above it, potentially we're going to break below support and then come down. But you have to watch that stream where I cover that. But basically we came down, and now you can see that this chart, this is now our resistance here at 55,124. If you push up, notice this wick came right up here. This, again, you can swing trade these support and resistance levels and make a killing all day long. So your resistance above right now is 56,957, and you got very, very strong resistance at 57,800. You have this very strong resistance, and you have this resistance here. So this is definitely a take profit if we push higher. If we drop, guys, I have support levels below. I'm just going to go over these charts. This was another chart that nailed the bottom, just like I showed you here on this chart. Notice it nailed the bottom perfectly. Again, this is what I was talking about when I know the name, the 62120B. It nailed support perfectly right here. This chart did the same. Notice right here, hit it to the tick, 51,506 right here. So let's see why this is the case. Let's do a trend line. Let's come back and let's see if we've tested this before. And again, I'm trying to show you this is how you play these charts. Go back and see how many times it was respected. Even though we have not touched this for quite a while, you'll understand why that was strong support and resistance. I already had a line back here. You can see this was a lot of support and resistance. Let me just get rid of this so I don't confuse myself here. But if I pull this back, you can see that this has been a lot of support and resistance. Right here, it was resistance, resistance, resistance. Got above it briefly, came back up as resistance. Came back down to support, resistance, resistance, support. And I'm sure it goes back even further. You can see right here, you got perfect support. We did get some wicks below, but the meat of the candle you can see is above it. And if we bring it back even further, look at this. Came down to support, support, support. So again, that's how you play these charts. This is the trajectory that price is following, and that's how you know which one of these will be strong support. And I do keep you updated. I add price labels and show you if we push up. That's why you need to follow me on Twitter and get access to our Discord. So I tell you to pay attention to certain points. But as you can see, again, if you have multiple charts, so I let you know on Twitter I'm trading the A1, B1, C1, and I'm also trading the 62120B. So you knew to pay attention. If you have two charts that match, you stop right here and push up. That's where you buy if you want to catch a bounce. So again, let me just give you some price targets on here. So this is our support currently you want to watch right here, 51,746. We drop below that, we're coming much lower. I do think that is going to take place. This does tie into the Dow, the VIX, the S&P. Your current strong resistance right now, you can see when we did push back up, you can see this is the fib channel line that we got rejected. I'm not going to go back and show you, but again, if you pull this all the way back, you'll see this line was respected a lot. The more times a line is respected, the further back it goes, the more likely it will hold as resistance. So we pretty much got topped out at 56,441. So if we push up, watch for resistance around 56,554. Your current major support below is 51,746. So let's go on to this chart. This is another chart, guys. I've been talking about this well, this was a little bit, this goes back a ways. This was an older chart. I keep these charts archived just for this reason. But you'll notice this white ring was resistance, 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 resistance. Pushed up, became support, support. So I said, look, guys, on this one a while back, I said if we come down, A likely point to watch to catch a bounce is right here. We didn't quite make it to it, but again, that's why I give you different charts and different ways to view price to get an idea of where to jump in, jump out. So again, I just want to cover that and let you know why I was so confident this was the top. I mean, this could have broken to the upside. I was more confident to break to the downside. The main reason was because of this orange ring right here. This told me this was the top, and I do believe that the Dow, the S&P, the Nasdaq are due for a retrace. Again, this ties into the US dollar markets. Remember, Bitcoin is correlated with the US markets. If the US markets are coming down, Bitcoin is coming down as well. So again, that's why I went heavy on the Dow, and that's why I was very confident it would be coming down. Watch those previous 3 videos that I referenced earlier. So let me give you some price targets for ETH and show you the accuracy of these charts as well. If you'll notice, now I did have a fib channel line here. You can see that this was resistance. Again, this is the Ethereum chart, the E1 chart. This was resistance. It was support, support, we broke it. Notice where we came down. We did get a wick down here to this point. And again, guys, I'm teaching you how to play these charts in these videos. If you bring this out, you'll notice that this is a fib channel line we're respecting. Notice we came just below it. Once you stop here, you see it start pushing back up. That is a point you would buy. And when we pushed up, notice where we came back down and found support right here. Let me give you this price target that we dropped to. So right here was 2,000, let's say $50. But if you go back and you look, you can see why this would be very strong support. Let's just pull this back. Let me get rid of this ribbon here. So you'll notice if I come back here, and we'll go further back as well. Let me bring this over a bit. So if you'll notice, this right here was support and resistance. It was resistance, support, support. And let's go back even further, because guys, price will respect these trend lines going way back. Notice if I pull this back, this is back on the 23rd of February 2021. We came down as support, 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 support. We broke it. We came down to this fib channel line. So this is your next support level below. Came up as resistance, support, resistance. So again, that's how I'm showing you how you play these charts. So we follow this along. So again, that's why that became support. So look, your next strong support below, let me pull this out. This is your strongest support below right here. So if I pull this out, this is where you're watching. If we come down, you're looking for another to catch another bounce. Well, you have double support. So let's say for Ethereum, and I'll give you some price targets upside as well. So let's say we come down and we break 2,050. A great point to buy in is going to be down here around 1,934, and if you happen to hit right here, this is what I call double support. You've got a support level here, and you have a support level here. So around $1,900 would be a great buy-in. But your current support right now to watch, and again, each one of these will be support. This will be support at 2,000 to potentially come up, possibly. Hold on a sec, guys. Possibly get rejected here at 2,068, and then maybe we come back down, we test $1,900. Your current resistance above to watch right now, notice we got rejected twice here. So your current resistance for Ethereum right now is 2,138. Your next major resistance above to watch, and again, you can see that this played a role as a lot of support and resistance. So if we push up potentially to 2,288, that is the point you want to take your profit. Very strong support currently is right here. Right here between 2,058. If we come up, we test 2,288. You know, you probably want to buy back in around 2,088. If that breaks, around 19,000 seems like a likely point to get back in. Just showing you how these charts work, guys. This is the E1 chart under altcoins. Litecoin, we did push above my upper target, and this is kind of like Ethereum. Notice that we pushed up as resistance. Support, resistance, then we came down to support, came down to support. So I'm going to give you some price targets again, just like the other charts. And this has been here. So if I pull this out, again, when we came down, you'll notice that we found support here. We found support again, we're pushing back up. Well, why is that strong support? Well, you just go back and look left, and you can see that this has been a lot of support and resistance. Right here, you can see it was support, support, more support, more support, more support. We pushed up, so when we came down, this was your support level to buy in. And this right now, if you would have bought when we hit, you pushed up a total of almost 10.5%. But let's pull this back and let's see why this was strong support and resistance. So look, we're respecting this back here. Actually, it goes way back here. Let me get rid of this this yellow in here. So if you'll notice, this was resistance, 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 flipped as support. We broke through it. Let's go back further. Look at that, got a wick right down to it. So again, this is how you read the charts. It was resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, and then one perfect support right here. So that's what you do. You go back and you look and you see how many times that line was tested. Again, this is the direction the price is following for Ethereum. I'm sorry, for Litecoin. My apologies. So look, your strongest resistance above right now for Litecoin is right here. Let me get this up here so you know this is Litecoin. So your resistance to watch, if we push up, if you're looking for a point to take profit, is around $275. Your current support to watch right now, we're above it, $262. Your next strongest support, where we tested it 2 times now, is $247. And look guys, your next support levels, go back and look. This is going to be very strong support to catch a bounce. Again, you can swing trade Bitcoin and altcoins with these charts. So $233 is your next major support. And your next support below that is right here at $217. If we push up, guys, you can see we did pretty much get topped out here. If things get really bullish, I do not see that happening. Look, you got one resistance here at 285, and then you have very strong resistance up here at 317. I do not think we're going back that high. I think we're going lower. Again, guys, this ties into the U.S. markets. I'm very excited to see what happens on Monday. This is XRP, just showing you the accuracy of these charts. You can see when we pushed up, XRP got topped out up here at $1. We did push above it briefly, but we got topped out around $1.87. Notice we came down. We are respecting this moving average here. This is a 200 exponential on the 3-hour, but you can see your resistance above right here. So guys, again, this is swing trading. So if we push up, your resistance right now to watch is $1.42. We can't make it above that. Your next strongest support is right down here. You can see when we pushed up, it was resistance, resistance, and we got our pump. So if we come down, your next major support is right here at 97.5 cents. You drop below that, well, your next support is going to be here, 67 cents. Your next support is going to be 60.5 cents. And then same thing, guys. You just play these support resistance levels. All your support resistance levels are already mapped out. This is Theta. So you can, if you'll notice, when this fib channel line, we got topped out right here. At this point, we did wick above it. This is on the 1-hour. Notice the meat of the candles below this line. So we were just finding resistance, support. Let me draw the line here. So you notice this was our support. So right here, you can see with Theta, it was resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Also respecting fib channel lines and going in this direction as well. But notice it was support. We broke below it. We came down. We found support right here on this fib channel line. So I'm going to give you some price targets to pay attention to for Theta. And currently your support right now for Theta is right here at $10.83. I can tell you this, if we push up your resistance to watch, now this is such a long number with all of these decimals, but if you push up your major resistance, your first major resistance for Theta is $11.79. You will get very strong resistance above. So if you push up to $12.87, I would take my profit and get out. Your next support to catch a bounce potentially is down here on $8.73. And when I say swing trading, guys, I mean if we come down, we break this support, we come down here, let's say we find support at $8.73, you would push up to this point. This might be the point you take profit, or if you decide you want to stay in to ride it up higher, you can. But this is a fib channel line we're respecting right here. So this would be a point to get out if we push up. So take a screenshot or write these down, but these are support resistance levels to pay attention to on Theta. And guys, again, if you look at my website under Bitcoin, this is what I was talking about for these charts. So if you do sign up for these charts, like this is A1, B1, C1, and I mentioned the 62120B, also have Euro as well. These are archive charts that will come into play later. The peak of the bull run chart, dominance, and guys, this is another important chart right here. This is what I was talking about. The US dollar has been pushing up, and you can see Bitcoin. This is on the This is on the weekly. We haven't seen much of a move yet, but I do expect the dollar to continue pushing up. Remember, Bitcoin's hedged against US dollar, but this ties into the markets as well. I'm expecting a big move next week, which makes me think that Bitcoin's going to come down a lot more. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't play out that way, I'm going to lose a lot of money with those contracts I bought at the Dow. But again, this ties in. I think the dollar is going to continue pushing up. This chart's available on the website as well, but you can see here, let's see, the US dollar, this was 2017, 2018. The US dollar dropped 14.90%, which caused Bitcoin to go up 2,500%. The dollar pushed up almost 11%. Bitcoin dropped 83%, almost 84%. And back here, you can see, this is when I had a COVID crash. You can see the dollar dropped a total of 13.24%, and Bitcoin pushed up a total of 1,474%. So what I'm saying is, if the dollar starts pushing up 12%, imagine how much Bitcoin will come down. But again, that just depends on how much. If the dollar tanks, you probably want to be in Bitcoin. But remember guys, Bitcoin is completely tied into U.S. markets. So if the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ start coming down, Bitcoin's going to come down as well. And when that happens, people are going to jump out of the U.S. markets. They're going to jump in either gold or they're going to jump in the U.S. dollar, which is why I expect the U.S. dollar to potentially spike. So it's good to keep track of all of the markets, not just look at Bitcoin charts. And again, that's why I told you, I said pay attention to this ring. I know it sounds silly, but guys, this is Fibonacci. Just like you use a Fib retracement that people use to find support and resistance. When you use Fib circles, they can project targets way out in advance, and this has played out so far. You know, if you look at this right here, people would have expected, you know, typically people play patterns, right? So if this was our resistance right here, this red line, well, you would expect if we pushed up, we should have come up and we should have tested the top of this before either breaking out or getting rejected. And that target would be up here at 68,000. That did not happen. Why did that not happen? Because it hit this orange ring I've been talking about for months and months and months as the top. That played out. So again, guys, the 20-week moving average is going to be the point that needs to hold. If that holds, even if we crash all the way down, if we come down and we test the 20-week moving average from where we're currently at, that is still about a 20, maybe a 20% drop. That's still bullish for Bitcoin because this happens all through bull runs. If we come down and test this holds support, but continue to push up, guys, we're still in a bull run and we can go much higher. But do keep this in mind. Just like the other bull runs that ended up turning into a bear market. If we break the 20-week, then we have entered a bear market. And guys, I have these targets below. This is your first target to buy. Go back and watch the beginning of this video. I showed you why. This red ring is where I'm buying to catch a bounce. And if that breaks, guys, your next point to buy in is right down here. So again, I hope that covers it and explains why. Again, I do use rings to predict tops. They have played out. I predicted at least 3 tops now where we had a drop. But the most important thing, guys, to pay attention to the 20-week. And again, the name of this chart is, I should have it right here. This is the name of the charts under BTC related. It's called the Bitstamp Daily Moving Averages 300, 200, 100. And again, guys, I expect some big moves for the market. I'm expecting this VIX to have a spike come Monday. And again, remember, if the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P start coming down, expect further downside for Bitcoin. And if you do want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is private. You have to be signed up to my charts. But I do let you guys know. This was a tweet I made. This was 13 hours ago. I said, as I said, watch for possible retest of previous resistance as support because MACD and RSI are both looking pretty bearish. I'm not buying right now. So this is what I was talking about. In that live stream, this was resistance. I said when we push above it, watch to potentially come back down and test it. We tested it perfectly, pushed back up, but because the MACD on the daily looks so bearish, that's why I said right here, because MACD and RSI are both looking pretty bearish, I'm not buying right now, and I'm glad I didn't because it just tanked overnight. So I do expect more downside. If you do want to access these charts, guys, the website, let me show you the altcoins I have real quick. So you click on altcoins. These are the altcoins that are available: Theta, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, XLM, Neo, Cardano, Chainlink, Tezos, BSV, Comp, VeChain, EOS, Polkadot, OMT, DeFi, Libra, Wi-Fi, Binance Coin. If you get access to stocks, these are the stocks I currently have on the website. Dow Jones, the Dow Jones original. This is the one that has that point. I'm shorting the Dow. I have Apple, Google, Trust Gold Miners, QQQA, High Yield Bonds, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Cleveland Cliffs, Maxar Technologies, U.S. Dollar Index, Boeing, JP Morgan, Lockheed Martin, S&P 500. This is the VIX right here. This is the one that has that ring. We're about to get a spike in the VIX. Oil, Euro, USD, Nvidia, Netflix, Natural Gas, Nifty 50, IMD, Russell, NASDAQ, Pfizer, PayPal. Guys, I mentioned a perfect long on this BioNTech. It played out perfectly. So you can go back and watch the previous videos. I did cover that. But guys, this is run kind of long. Again, just pay attention. The 20-week moving average, that needs to hold. If it does not, we are back into a bear market. If it does hold, we are still in a bull run. So it's very, very key that this point holds right here. If it does not, get access to these charts. And if we're in a bear market, I have all of your support levels to catch bounces on the way down for swing trading. That's it, guys. Trade safe. Till the next video. I'm out.